Hey everyone, I've been seeing this laser welder popping up all over lately, and after digging into it myself, I get why. It's one of those tools that looks like it belongs in a high-end workshop but somehow fits on a kitchen table. So today I'm breaking down the HEROLASER T1, this 700-watt handheld laser that claims to weld, clean, and cut metal, and I'll show you what it actually delivers. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. First off, the power-to-weight ratio is impressive. At 700 watts, it's packing serious punch, yet the whole unit weighs under 30 pounds. That means I can move it from the garage to the backyard without needing a dolly or two guys. I set it up on my workbench, plugged it in, and the built-in air cooling fan kept the temperature down even after 10 minutes of continuous welding. No overheating shutdowns, no waiting around, just steady operation. This is huge for me, as I often find myself in the middle of a project, only to have my equipment overheat and shut down, leaving me waiting for what feels like an eternity for it to cool down. The 3-in-1 functionality is where this thing really shines. I started with the cleaning mode on some rusty stainless steel brackets I had lying around. One pass and the rust vanished, leaving a clean, bare metal surface ready for welding. I was surprised by how well it worked, as I've tried other methods for removing rust in the past, like chemical cleaners or scrubbing with a wire brush, but this was by far the easiest and most effective way. Then I switched to weld mode and joined two 1/8-inch copper plates with a single bead. The weld looked factory smooth, no spatter, no discoloration, and the penetration was solid. I was a bit skeptical at first, as I've had issues with weld quality in the past, but this laser welder made it look easy. Finally, I tried the cutting mode on a scrap piece of 1/4-inch aluminum. The laser sliced through like butter, leaving a clean edge with almost no burr. For a single machine to handle all three tasks, it's hard to beat. I think what really sets the HEROLASER T1 apart, though, is its smart connectivity. The T1 pairs with a free app over Bluetooth, so I can adjust power, pulse width, and frequency right from my phone. I was able to dial in the perfect settings for 6061 aluminum while standing across the shop, no more running back and forth to the control panel. The app also logs your last used parameters, which is handy if you switch between materials frequently. I've found myself switching between different materials and projects, and it's nice to have the ability to quickly recall my previous settings and get back to work. The build quality feels premium, too. The handpiece is machined aluminum with a rubberized grip, and the 2-meter fiber optic cable is flexible enough to reach around big parts without kinking. Even the foot pedal has a solid metal enclosure instead of cheap plastic. I've seen lower-priced units where the cable frays after a few weeks. This one looks like it'll last. I've had my fair share of cheaply made tools in the past, and it's always frustrating when they break or malfunction after only a short period of time. But the HEROLASER T1 feels like it's built to last, with a solid construction that inspires confidence. Portability isn't just about weight, it's about setup time. The T1 ships with a collapsible stand that locks open in seconds, so you're not wrestling with a heavy frame every time. I rolled it out, unfolded the stand, and had the first weld done in under 3 minutes. If you're a contractor or a DIYer who moves between job sites, that kind of speed is a game-saver. I've been in situations where I've had to set up and tear down my equipment multiple times in a single day, and it's always a hassle. But the HEROLASER T1 makes it easy to quickly set up and get to work, which is a huge time saver. One unexpected benefit is the quiet operation. Most plasma cutters scream like a jet engine, but the laser runs whisper quiet thanks to the air cooling system. I could use it in my garage while my wife was on a Zoom call upstairs without any complaints. I've had issues with noise in the past, as I often work from home and don't want to disturb my family. But the HEROLASER T1 is so quiet that I can work without worrying about disturbing anyone. Now, no tool is perfect. The learning curve is real if you've never used a laser welder before. I spent about an hour reading the manual and watching a few YouTube tutorials to dial in my settings. Overall, I'm really happy with the HEROLASER T1. And I think it's a great addition to any workshop or fabrication setup. It's powerful, versatile, and portable, making it a great option for anyone looking to add a laser welder to their toolkit. Check the link below if you want to see current pricing and availability. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.